Hey guys, it's Chronofairy and welcome back to another Hypixel Skyblock video. Today we are going to talk about some of the best minions you should have on your Skyblock island. But, before we get into the best minions that you should have, we should look at some minions that you have to avoid having on your island. But first, for those of you who are new to Hypixel Skyblock, minions are basically these guys here. For example, I have one here mining gold. So they are just these automated farmers basically, so that you can place down on an island and they will generate a certain ore or mobs and they will kill or mine them accordingly, and it's just an automated way of getting a specific resource. So that's in a nutshell what a minion is. And first off, we're going to look at some minions that you should avoid, or if you already have them, right, you should avoid upgrading. And I have them on a piece of paper. I made a list here of some of the minions that you should avoid. So the first minion that you should definitely avoid upgrading is this cobblestone minion. Now, as you can see, I have him at a pretty decent level, and yes, I have upgraded him, but that's because I didn't realize that he isn't actually that useful. So when you first spawn in your Skyblock island, right, you will have this cobblestone minion, and you guys are probably thinking, what? I mean, cobblestone is like the cornerstone of, well, no pun intended, but it's like instrumental in any Skyblock game, right? I mean, if you have played Skyblock on other servers and all that, you know that cobblestone is definitely very important, and Hypixel is providing you with an automated way of getting cobblestone. So wouldn't that be nice? But it is nice, at the start, basically, at the start when you don't have any building materials, right? Cobblestone is amazing for that, because you can build your entire island, just like mine, out of cobblestone. You don't need to gather any other resource. So cobblestone is amazing for that, but frankly, it doesn't need to be upgraded because it generates a decent amount at level 1 already. And right now, I just mainly use the cobblestone for selling, basically. There's no use for it anymore. As you can see, I have a bunch of cobblestone. I just basically sell it wherever my chest gets full. Yeah, because there isn't much use for it. I have plenty of cobblestone. I don't need to save up too much cobblestone, And yeah, so cobblestone is useful in the early game, but it's not very useful in the later stages or early into mid-game or even end-game in your Hypixel Skyblock adventure. And if you look over at the collection, right, for cobblestone, can see that the stuff it unlocks is not really that great. I mean, yes, you do get the miner's outfit, but again, I mean, it's good for mining, obviously, but it's not something that I would actively go out to try to get, because there are way better armor sets and weapons that you should be focusing on, which I will talk about in the later part of this video. So going down the list of not so good minions or not so useful minions, right? Next up, we have the wheat minion. And the wheat minion is basically one that you also get quite early on. You have to actually craft it yourself when you complete the farming quest. I'm sorry, that's like a spoiler right there. But basically, when you complete the farming quest, right, at the farm, then you get the chance to unlock the wheat minion and you can craft him. Now, the wheat minion obviously spawns wheat, and wheat is useless in Hypixel Skyblock because wheat is kind of useless on Hypixel Skyblock because you can't actually eat the wheat. You can't craft them into bread and eat the bread because, well, the hunger bar doesn't run out, basically. It's not like Minecraft Survival, your hunger bar never goes down, so wheat is kind of useless in that regard. And I wouldn't say it's completely useless because there are some nice things. If you look in your farming collection wheat, right, there are some nice things like, for example, the farm armor, which you get at 25,000 wheat, right? But again, it's not worth the grind, 25,000 wheat is quite a lot. And the armor isn't that great. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not terrible. It's like better than your starter armor, definitely, or even slightly better than Lapis if you want to go down that route. But again, it's not worth grinding so hard for this, and because if you want to focus on something, right, you need to put a lot of minions towards that. So wheat is not something that I'll focus on because the farm armor isn't that good, even though the defense bonus may be quite high, right, it's quite significant. But again, the full set bonus speed it only increases your speed when near farming minions or in the farm. So again, not very useful because chances are you'll be spending most of your time in the deep caverns mining, so this isn't all that great. So wheat minion, definitely avoid it if you can. Yeah, it's not one that I will focus on, really, unless you are really desperate to get the farm armor, but even so, there are way better armor sets than that. So next on my list is actually the glowstone minion. This again isn't useful because there's nothing amazing here. I mean, at the final level, 150,000 glowstone. Keep in mind, that's a crazy amount of glowstone, and all you get is 15,000 mining experience, I mean, like, come on, Hypixel, like, you can do better than that, right? 15,000 mining experience, seriously, it's not that great considering that you need to farm 150,000 glowstone, which is a lot, guys. 150,000 glowstone is a lot. So the stuff here isn't impressive whatsoever. The only good thing about glowstone is this level here, which you need 300 glowstone to unlock the portal to the Blazing Fortress. This is amazing, of course, but you don't need a minion to get 300 glowstone. You can just head to the nether, you know, just smash all the glowstone, and in less than half an hour, you can get 300 glowstone and you can craft that portal to the Blazing Fortress. So that's the only good thing that glowstone is for at the current moment. I'm sure that some of these not so useful minions that I've actually mentioned, right, they might introduce more interesting rewards in the future, but for now, the minions that I've stated, they are not really worth it. So moving on, those are the 3 minions that I basically feel are not worth any time at all. Do not invest any time or any resources into upgrading or even crafting them in the first place. And in general, I find that a lot of the farming minions are really not good, so don't try to focus on the farming minions. The only good farming minion, right, will be this one here, which is the raw pork chop, because at the final level, right, you unlock that amazing OP as heck pigman sword, which is the best sword in the entire game. So this one is amazing. I mean, yes, if you definitely should get a pig minion if you want to work towards the pigman sword. That is the best farming minion that you can get. So now that we have looked at the not so useful minions, right, let's look at some of the best minions that you should get on a Hypixel Skyblock island. Now the minions that I haven't mentioned so far in the video, right, they are neither good nor bad. So like things like sugarcane, you know, can be useful in certain scenarios. Maybe your nether quartz as well. You know, your nether quartz minion might be useful in the future when you can craft like these day saver, night saver, and all that kind of thing, because, you know, it keeps your Skyblock island perpetually in the daytime, which can be useful if you're recording like me and you don't want to record when your island is going to nighttime all the time. Because if you guys watch my previous videos, right, every time we in the past 2 videos, right, I've been recording when it's nighttime on the Skyblock island. So, you know, crafting a day saver might be useful for that. So that's why, you know, quartz minion, it's not the best thing to have, but it's not the worst thing to have either. So now let's get into some of the best minions that you can have on your Skyblock island. Now the thing about this, right, is that it really depends on what you're working towards. So for example, if you look at what I'm working towards, right, you can see that I have these zombie farms over here. Let me just kill these guys. Well, that would happen, of course, when I'm recording. We lost 2 coins, not the end of the world. Let me just kill these guys really quickly. Just want to show that I have a zombie minion here. So, you know, because I need as much rotten flesh as I can get. Now, in my opinion, zombie minions are actually one of the best. That's why I have like so many of them. In fact, I have 3 of them. Let me just clear out these zombies here. So there's another one. And I have the 3rd one over here. Yeah. So in total, I have 3 zombie minions. And again, it depends on what you're working towards. For me, I'm actually working towards the zombie sword. So let me show you guys right now. If you look at the rotten flesh collection, right? So you unlock the zombie minion on the first tier. As you can see, I've already unlocked 20,000. I've already progressed 20,000 through. And we are really close to unlocking the zombie armor. And when we do, of course, I'll be making a video of it. But keep in mind that it actually takes a lot of rotten flesh to actually craft. So it will be a while before we get the zombie armor. And I've already unlocked the recipe for the zombie sword as well, which is a really, really good sword, by the way, guys. Again, there are better swords, but this is like one of the best, and it's honestly not that hard to get, which is why I've been working towards the zombie sword and the zombie armor. Hence, I have 3 zombie minions, which will help me generate enough rotten flesh to work towards that. And yeah, even though I've unlocked the recipe for the zombie sword, right, I'm still quite far away from getting the actual zombie sword because I still need a lot more rotten flesh. So I'm slowly working towards that. And if you guys have a specific goal in mind, for example, let's say you want to work towards the emerald armor, right? Which is like one of the best armor sets again. So then you want to be placing a lot of these emerald minions down. Again, I have 1 of them here, right? But you want to be having more than just 1, because 1 is really not enough. So if you want to go all out for your emerald armor, right, you should be getting multiple of these minions. So again, depends on what you're working on. If you're working on rotten flesh like me, then you want to have as many zombie minions as you can. And if you're working on emerald armor, then as many emerald minions as you can. But I would advise against getting like 100% of your minions in a certain area. So for example, you really want the emerald armor, right? Or you really want the pigman sword, and you just have like all pig minions, right? Now that's not that great. I believe that you should have a mixture of some, but you should have a specific focus. So maybe, let's say you can place down 8 minions on your island, right? So if you want to do the Pigman swap, for example, maybe you should have 6 of those pig minions, and the other 2 can be anything else that you like, because some of the stuff might be very useful. That's why I have a mixed island here. Like, I have a focus on Rotten Flesh, obviously, but at the same time, as you can see, I have a Emerald minion here, as well as a Lapis minion. And Lapis minion is actually one of the best minions that you can get, in my opinion. So far, the 3 that I've shared with you that are really good are the Zombie minion, the Emerald minion, and the Lapis minion. And of course, the Pork Chop or the Pig minion, whatever you want to call it, that one is really good as well, because the Pigman sword is freaking amazing. So you definitely want to get one of those 4 minions that I've just mentioned. And let me just explain to you guys why the Lapis minion is actually underrated, because most people don't think that it's that good, right? But it's actually really useful to have because of what you can unlock. So if you look over at the mining collection Lapis, right? You can see, okay, nothing interesting here. Experience bottle, I mean, like, man, it gives you like 1 level, nothing impressive there, right? And it gives you an enchanted book with experience 1. Now this is pretty useful because if you put this on a sword, right, each mob that you kill, you're getting additional experience, which always helps. And over here, you have the Grand Experience Bottle at level 5. Again, this gives you quite a lot of levels. So hence this is why I have a Lapis minion, and this is why you should get one too, if you have the space for it. And what you want to work towards is this one over here. This is why you should have a Lapis minion, because at this level, you unlock the Titanic Experience Bottle. And this experience bottle, if you craft it and you throw it on the floor, right, it gives you 232 levels. That's right, I'm not exaggerating. It really gives you 232 levels. From level 0, you'll instantly be level 232. So that's why you want a Lapis minion, at least 1 Lapis minion in your Skyblock Island. Yeah, and at least 1 Emerald minion as well, so that you can work towards some of the better stuff in the Emerald tier. I mean, even if you just avoid, like, your goal is not to get the Emerald armor, right? If you look at some of this other stuff, they're gonna add an Emerald blade eventually, right? So this is obviously gonna be a really strong sword, because if you look at the rarity, it's actually of epic rarity, so you know it's gonna be a good sword. So another minion that you want to consider is the Magma minion, basically, or the Magma Cube minion rather, because at the final 2 levels, right, you get the Armor of Magma set, which is an amazing armor set, one of the strongest armor sets in the game, and it's much easier to get compared to the Emerald armor. And you also get the Magma bow as well, which is, of course, again, one of the best bows in the game. So in a nutshell, right, what am I trying to say in this entire video, right? It all depends on what you're working towards. If you're working towards Emerald armor, then fill your island up with Emerald minions. If you're working towards getting levels in Hypixel Skyblock as fast as possible, then maybe you want to consider having more Lapis minions so that you can work on crafting more Titanic XP bottles. And that way you can enchant all the things that you have, right? So it's really useful. So just depends on what you're working towards. But in general, as I mentioned, some of the better minions include the Zombie minion, the Magma Cream minion or the Magma Cube minion, the Emerald minion, the Lapis minion. Yeah, and these are just some of the more useful ones. And of course, the pig minion, you know, which gives you pork chops. That one is really good as well. So I hope this guide has helped you make a more informed decision on what minions should you have on your Skyblock Island. And if this guide has helped you, be sure to drop a like on the video. And I'll be making more Hypixel Skyblock content as well as more Minecraft videos on my channel. So be sure to hit that subscribe button for more of such videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at ChronoFury. And if you guys are interested, you can check the link in the video description, which will take you to a video playlist where I have a playlist of all the Hypixel Skyblock guides and tutorials that I've done so far. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.